Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and I'm really excited to say we picked up some new parts for the Turbo R18 rebuild part 2. And Facebook Marketplace, we picked up Acura RDX 410cc fuel injectors. Hopefully they're authentic and real, as I think they are, but we won't know until we run them and find out. What's going on, guys? Bully Kid here, and tomorrow's a very special day because tomorrow, Lily, stop it. Stop. Our fuel injector connectors decided to come in, so we will be most likely checking the compression ratio of the engine. We haven't checked the compression ratio in a long time since we rebuilt the engine, so we want to get another baseline before we turbocharge it again. And we will be installing the 410cc Acura RDX injectors, and we actually bought some fuel injector wire adapters here for them to adapt to our factory wiring harness here. I don't want to depin the wire connectors and deal with that, because that's going to be at least an hour to 2 hours of work, and then if you ever want to go back to stock, another hour or two of work. So we're just gonna get the adapters in, and then we'll run data on a factory tune with those injectors. We'll do some data logs and see how everything works out and if it's all cooperating. Hopefully they are original fuel injectors and not replicas, and they won't cause any issues. So we'll data log that, and I'll get back to you with that information. All right, pick these puppies up on Facebook Marketplace. Set of 4. They look to be OEM Denzos based on what I'm looking at online, but I still have to verify some of these numbers, possibly with Denso, that are listed on these fuel injectors to make sure they're authentic. A lot of these will go on eBay or Amazon for sale for like $45 with harnesses to convert them into your 8th gen Civic. But yeah, they can be sketchy if you don't purchase them from a reputable source. Right above them, right over here, we have the 8th gen Civic SI injectors, 310cc fuel injectors, and even though these did pretty good, I was just about maxing them out on my turbo 8th gen Civic with the TB25 turbocharger, running about 7 pounds of boost. In the cold weather, in the winter, when I was approaching maybe like 30 degrees or so, and wide open throttle would be like 97% fuel duty cycle, which is above the safe range, and maybe that's why we blew the motor. I don't know. I'm not saying it is, I'm not saying it's not. I think there was a lot of things that affected why the motor blew, and we bent cylinder 1 rod. Speaking of which, cylinder 1 bent rod right over there, boys. This is it, and we don't want that to happen again. So upgrading these fuel injectors will be a big bonus. We're going to compare the duty cycle with these turbocharged wide open throttle. We'll compare them to the 410cc's turbocharged wide open throttle, and we'll see the differences. And again, I'm really hoping these are authentic, and I'm really hoping that I run them no problems. I'm still figuring out the pigtail issue. I got 3 pigtails that came with it, but I don't know if I want to just keep a harness so I can always plug and play my factory ones in case something happens, or you can also depin these plastic caps from here and switch them out to the original fuel injector harness. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do, but something is going to get done to make these things work. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, pick up some merch, guys. All right, we got the cowl taken apart here for easier access into the fuel system. Over here we already unplugged the fuel injectors. We're gonna pull the fuel line, and then we're gonna pull the fuel rail out, and we'll get back on the bench here to swap out these injectors.
Do I know what? Oh wait, I gotta get you the fuel things.
Oh yeah, where are they?
Oh my god, they're in my back.
Gasoline. we go. Stock injectors right here. Just got a comparison for you guys, starting off with the factory Honda Civic R18 fuel injectors, 185cc. These max out pretty much on your factory tune. They're running about 90% duty cycle. You got the Civic SI 310cc injectors from the 8th gen. These are good for low boost, probably around 95 duty cycle with around 7-8 pounds of boost. And here we are upgrading to the Acura RDX 410cc injectors. These should give us a lot of headroom to add more boost or run really rich with the turbo kit and keep it safe for roughly around 220 horsepower. That's it, pretty much ready to be reinstalled in the car right now. We're just gonna clean up the mounting points in the vehicle for the fuel injectors where they sit so they're nice and clean. As you can see, we have fuel injector wire harness adapters. These are Toyota plugs. They actually work well for these injectors, and they clip right in. For example, you can see, and this is going to go to your factory harness, otherwise it won't work. Another alternative, if you don't want it to be plug and play and super easy, which I chose to do, you can just buy these Toyota caps, depin them, and pin in your original wiring harness in these caps, and that will work. Also, it's just going to take a lot more time, and if you ever want to switch back to stock, you're gonna have to repin them again. So for about $30 you can purchase this exact kit, and this is a direct bolt-on. There's a lot of them out there that are not. You got to be very careful on how this one looks to make it direct bolt-on. So let's install them on the car.
Honey, don't hurt her. It wasn't me, it was Greg. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It wasn't.
All right, here we go. The 410cc Acura RDX injectors, as you can see, installed with the wiring harnesses. Looks good. We're gonna install them. All right, that's pretty much it. We're gonna tie everything down here in a second. Get that fuel line connected again. You see it there?
Yeah. You want me to move video?
You could. All right, that's how it looks like. We're gonna connect everything here. We're gonna figure out what's the best way to wire these. So they're not in the way. Yeah. All right, while we're doing that, we're also going to replace the gasket on our Vtec solenoid. It seems like the old gasket was beginning to leak actually. So we bought a new gasket here. Pretty easy install. It goes in the back of the head with 3 bolts from the back. You just gotta mount it. So I'll do this off camera, but I just wanted to fill you guys in that this is getting replaced because these gaskets get stiff, harden up, and then cause a leak. All right, got the Honda Flash Pro Race logging into the laptop here. I've been making a custom map, which is again a very simple map. I'm pretty much using the R18 stock map, and I imported the turbo fuel map, which is again consisting of the Acura RDX injectors, 410 cc. So we changed that data and the dead times, and we're gonna plug this in right now and connect it, upload it. We're gonna crank the car up a few times, get that fuel pressure up and start it, and hopefully it runs smooth with no issues. I'll be monitoring the air fuel ratios in closed loop, open loop once it gets going. And there's one more vital part, guys, to this build, and that is fuel locks. Fuel locks, fuel supplement, helps your car with so many things in so many ways. Fuel efficiency, performance, cleaning out your engine. Check out fuel locks, use Bully23 to get yourself a discount, and let's clean these fuel injectors off really well, and hopefully this brings us good results. Again, 410 cc's compared to 185. Injector dead times have been adjusted. The fuel cut delay also is a little bit different compared to the factory, and the AFM fuel table also gets adjusted over here. So we're gonna crank up the ignition here. Don't leave the car now, and let's see if our Honda is working. Lights are on. I haven't used this in a minute, so bear with me, guys. I'm trying to figure out how to upload this. All right, got it figured out. My fuel injector fuse was out, so it wouldn't let me to upload the tune, but now we are good. We are running it. Let's hope for the best on this startup right now. All right, here it goes. Let's turn on the data here. Closed loop right now, running rich, which is good. Once it goes to, okay, closed loop now, we're looking at a 14.7 air to fuel ratio, and it's working already pretty good, right on target. 2% duty cycle. We'll compare that to the SI injectors, but car's doing pretty good right now. Check engine light on though, but we also did replace that Vtec valve gasket. Maybe that's why that's spraying. Maybe we didn't connect something all the way, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna let it idle a little bit here, and probably a good idea to check for leaks at this point. And look at this, guys. It's like one of the trees is letting its seeds out. It's like raining. Oh, there it is. Found the check engine light. Doesn't seem to have any leaks. I'm gonna restart it, clear that check engine light. Vtec solenoid valve circuit, high voltage. Obviously that's done. Let's reset it here. Keep in count with the factory tune, like the knock count is kind of crazy. You're not going to advance ignition timing with such a high K control. That's why running it a little richer, better gas, decrease decay control, you can get more ignition timing from your car, which is going to give you better performance. All right, start up after pressurization. All right, starts right up. Air fuel ratio's right on target, guys. Only 4% fuel being used. Car's warmed up now. Looks really good, really good. Super compact, tucks in nicely, no leaks. So I'm expecting really good stability here with this system. And this is the Vtec solenoid that I swapped the gasket on. It looks really good. Doesn't seem like it's leaking. I'm pretty happy with the results here. So thank you for watching, guys. On to the next video. Making progress slowly here. I'm really enjoying this weather here when I have 2 days off. 2 days off. I don't get these days, but when I have it off and the weather's good, everything is good. Life is good. And if you haven't already, don't forget to check out my store and buy some merch that supports the channel and makes these things happen. Appreciate everyone. Probably gonna drive a couple days with them, and then once I'm comfortable with them and they kind of broke in, we're gonna do some wide open throttle testing, and I'll get back on the computer and we're gonna compare the factory injectors, the SI injectors, and the 410cc injectors under different conditions. So I'm very excited to present you guys that information. All right, so the first log I'm pulling up here for you guys is when I had my stock injectors in here and I was running the Honda factory settings map. And as you guys can see at redline, it does run a little bit rich. And we're using 89% of our injector duty cycle, which, if you guys already know, you want to stay around that 85 to 90% injector duty cycle range. If you guys are going into that 90-95% injector duty cycle, it's just stressing the injectors too much. They're becoming less efficient and, you know, overheating. So yeah, 89% right on this log. I've seen as much as 92%, again, running the factory tune, and with similar air fuel ratios like this. And here comes the SI injectors, the 310cc. Right over here, guys, same fuel ratio, just like the last pull we seen, but with the 310cc injectors, I'm running only 48% duty cycle. So that means we have a lot more room to add more fuel to exhaust the fuel injectors here. They can do a lot more work. But I've seen probably anywhere from 48 to 50% duty cycle here. I haven't seen anything higher than 50%. All right, guys, and for the 410cc fuel injectors here, while I was stock, naturally aspirated, we are looking at about 40% duty cycle, wide open throttle at the top of second gear, just about to hit third gear, running a 12.1 air to fuel ratio. And as you can see outside, it's about 84 degrees. And my second wide open throttle run was a little bit richer. And as you can see, the temperature actually cooled down a little bit. So we are running a richer air fuel ratio, and we are at 42% duty cycle, which is definitely a considerable improvement over the 310 cc's. I do have an example of a customer's car that I was tuning with a turbocharger and the same 410 cc fuel injectors. Right over here, I have a great example at 7.6 pounds of boost at pretty much redline at 7,100 RPMs. This was on a manual. A really rich air fuel ratio, which is very conservative, 11.2. We are just at 71% duty cycle, and we are running in the cold here, 34 degrees IATs. So that is very promising to see 71%. And at that boost, I don't plan to run more than 8 pounds of boost. My boost cut's probably going to be around 8 pounds. So seeing this is very promising for my future turbo rebuild, and I'm happy with these numbers. And I think the 410cc fuel injectors are the best option for your R18 budget turbo build.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the